When you cover state politics, it's almost like a microcosm of the federal government. Everything is a little bit smaller, but in principle, everything is the same. It's just an incredibly fun time for me as a political junkie to be part of the coverage here and see how the sausage is being made.
Marcus Schmidt is the state politics reporter for Cardinal News, a nonprofit news organization that covers Southwest and Southside Virginia.
We try to, make people understand how the issues in Richmond affecting them back home, and also they know that we come from a nonpartisan angle. That's very important to us, so they know we have unbiased reporting.
We didn't set out to duplicate what someone can get elsewhere, but to tell the types of stories that tell you more about yourselves and your communities.
Luann Reif was a longtime reporter for the Roanoke Times. She left after years of cuts and teamed up with the paper's former editor to start Cardinal News.
The last round of layoffs in the spring of 2021 meant that we could no longer do in-depth reporting. It also meant that there would no longer be a full-time political reporter covering this part of the state.
Schmidt, who spent years covering the Capitol for the Richmond Times-Dispatch, also saw cuts in that newsroom.
We were 6 or 7 reporters covering the legislature and the executive branch, including a couple of columnists as well. When you cut that down to maybe 4 reporters, you have a situation where newsrooms statewide now really have to pick and choose and say, where can we cut?
Nonprofit news organizations like Cardinal News are surfacing across the state. Many rely on donations to operate.
So we are supported wholly by donations from foundations, corporations, and individuals. And I think most people understand that when I say we're based on the same model as public broadcasting, they get it.
But some experts, like veteran reporter and journalism professor Jeff South, say as more nonprofit newsrooms crop up, competition for donor dollars could make it harder to maintain reliable funding over the long term.
There's not an unlimited supply of deep-pocketed foundations to help news organizations that are nonprofit. And at some point, the public might say, gosh, I'm already giving money to these 2 other nonprofit news organizations and to my daily paper, and now there's another one that's asking me for funding.
One nonprofit is using a different model. The Virginia Center for Investigative Journalism has partnered with Hampton Roads-based WHRO Public Media to cover in-depth investigative stories statewide.
We have this infrastructure that allows us to be financially sound as a newsroom. We know what our funding is going to be year to year, and it's very transparent because it has to be.
WHRO News Director Michelle Hankerson says in today's media environment, the nonprofit model may be an even more reliable funding source.
When something becomes not as valuable to an owner whose only interest is making money, they just offload that asset. We saw that with the Virginian Pilot, because to the hedge fund that owns them, it's just an asset. It's not any more or less important than a couch they want to get rid of in their office.
But those working in the nonprofit space are seeing reasons to be optimistic.
The power of a regular person pulling the money that they can pull together and giving it to us or whatever nonprofit entity is something that proves we're doing something right.
Thank you for watching. Continue to follow Virginia news and stories by subscribing to our VPM YouTube channel.